game number 2, AP Bren versus TNC.
It's funny because it's not like it's every man for himself, but it's also Ben thinks for everyone.
Ben thinks for everyone.
It's not healing for everyone. It's Ben thinks for everyone.
You get a Ben Things, you get a Ben Things, you get a heal from Ben Things. Everyone.
Yeah, that is just Ben things growing up. And with this, Florin, a global response to healing.
Look at all those ruptures on the side of AP Bren. They want to end this. They want to be able to go home and get the sleep that they lacked on because of the delayed flight.
Yeah.
4 ruptures and lethal ignitions.
Yeah,
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, ruthless, man.
Adaptive penetrations
man.
for 4 people here from AP Bren. Still looking for a way to make things quicker. But how will TNC actually slow things down? Because as you said, Ben thinks is healing for everyone in his own version of Florin.
Yeah.
So by the items, we have a great start here for TNC with an advantage of 100 gold. Okay, back to 11. Still going with their own lanings. Hesu, meanwhile, the Flapties and Kyle just cutting down lanes down bottom.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while for this lineup to actually activate, especially with a Bruno, especially with a Lapu Lapu. King Kong can kind of make a case here for good DPS / tankiness in the early game, so we might see an early activation for TNC on the turtle lane. But look at this, AP Bren, they're already waiting, they're already ready to take this fight.
Looks like coverage now of AP Bren is just getting stronger on the river, though. But for King Kong and Kyle TZ, yeah, this is one way to actually contest. They're both on level 4, but King Kong is trying to push away few. Also hitting level 4 as well a few seconds from now. But this time Kyle TZ, though, that's a Black Dragon form being used to zone out members of TNC, though. No view here for the turtle AP Bren. Okay, that's the Navarre using the Astral Recall and Echo. Okay. Still AP Bren taking that objective.
And even though King Kong is a tanky jungler, at that point, when you have a Navaria and Florin as your support for the jungler, yeah, it's going to be easy, a really easy time for Flapteezy to just go in there, Black Dragon form in, and not necessarily kill him, but just delay him so that he wouldn't even get close to the turtles and the major objectives that they're going to contest early on.
I completely agree. Florin and Novaria, if you think about it, they love to do their work from a very long distance. Florin doesn't want to front. Novaria doesn't want to front. That adds more pressure into King Kong on this Martis to do all the frontline work basically by himself.
Yeah. Glad you pointed that out, because for the CC, King Kong and Hesu could actually be the answer to complement the magic damage. Meanwhile, Ogwen, though, using a way to force out resources out of TNC. This is something new, Ogwen on the Kadita, with a switch from Few as well. Both of them are just so versatile in using this hero. Yeah. And with a complete burst answer, again, we said this will be a force or a pressure for King Kong to actually have a good set. Plus, you need to have good defense items as well.
Yeah. Now at this point, I think we're gonna eventually meet multiple paths. Either it's the path of TNC wanting to be so careful that AP Bren just gets all the objectives, and then one team fight leads into a massive AP Bren lead into AP Bren wins. Or TNC will try to contest a specific objective, either second or the third turtle, too heavily that AP Bren will turn things around. The good news for TNC Pro Team is that Innocent is getting a good amount of gold, and he's actually having a good time in the gold lane. So with the team, with a Bruno, that's good news.
Yeah, Petrify, knock up rough waves onto Hesu. Look at that regen.
Wow.
Coming from the bravest fight is up against Hesu. Completely surviving that dance. Wow, 2v1.
All right, signs of life here coming in from TNC Pro Team, and that's coming in from the XP lane. Now let's watch out and see what this turtle will bring us. It looks like Hesu seems to be very energized, very motivated from that fight. See if that's going to be resulting in anything positive here for TNC.
Trying to get Flap easy. Denied. Coming from his Black Dragon form. Wow, Hesu and King Kong. The damage right now just being 2. Now this turtle now still secured by Kyle TZ.
They definitely would have used, could have used more insurance there for AP Bren if they want to secure that turtle. They were punished very heavily for not having it.
Half a second retry timer difference here for Kyle TZ and King Kong, and Kyle TZ just made that look so easy.
I know.
And it's heartbreaking for TNC because they did all the right moves there.
And they did it in a very ultra-fast manner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that was everything that you wanted to do. Just lacked the people to do it with.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been a different story if Ben Things decided to join that. But I also get why TNC just put in 3 men into that turtle. I mean, they had an advantage there, and Ben Things just wanted to help Innocent. So I understand. Good call here by TNC, though.
Hesu coming from the base is finally stunned down one. Super Marco, though, still dropping, still on his half HP. Hesu receives the burst, and Super Marco secures the kill. Meanwhile, 4 of TNC's members are present up top. Kyle T's trying to hold them off. Minions trying to push in, but Innocent, though, still not letting go of this top turret up in Super Marco's lane.
You know what? You know what? I can hear the comms on that one. I saw Super Marco calling, "They're on me, they're on me," and Kyle TZ went with a wild charge into the body of Super Marco, which saved him in that fight.
Yeah, and just slightly off timing also for TNC Pro Team. Big question is also why they didn't just decide to walk through the turret so that they could help out Hesu, who initiated that beautifully. It also is just really sad that the moment they decided to push that for Hesu, the last minion went down, and so of course they got wary to walk through the turret to just help him out. Would have been risky. So what could have been a great win there for TNC was just unfortunate timing.
It really was.
Timing right now of TNT is the answer for their insurance to make it to the mid-game.
But I gotta give him props. This is a lot closer than game 1.
Yes.
Look at that gold. It
Yeah.
is neck and neck right now. And this next turtle could be what TNC needs to take it over the top if they can pull it off correctly.
Can they take it over? Kyle Teasy. Flap Teasy now is in the Black Dragon form, trying to push out members of TNC right now. Having the Feather Airstrike combo, Kyle Teasy secures that objective, okay? No way of contesting that. There's so much burst, though. Okay, meanwhile, top Super Marco's dropping down low. Astral Echo would not Super Marco!
Oh,
The
boy.
micro play!
And also a big save from his teammate as well. Ben Fing's not tried really hard to give Super Marco, or rather Innocent, an edge there. But the outplay, the additional Curse of Crowd proc here from the captain himself, put it on top.
Hell of a save by Few. That I really thought that was a sure kill, or at least
Yeah.
a sure trade.
It looked like
2
it.
for 1, marksman for marksman, even better for TNC because they took out the Brody and they're playing the Bruno. But wow, AP Bren, they just somehow get to pull off things like this from out of nowhere.
Actually, yeah. You didn't see it. I saw it on the minimap. Bruno was going aggressive. He went over the icon of Super Marco, which means he went for the stun.
Yeah.
He went for the aggressive play, just was not rewarded in time. What a shame. And it's a nice try for TNC, though. Goal lead in favor of Bren Esports, 2.5k ahead.
The outplay. Super Marco maintaining a record, having a 0 or 1 death from his own performances as a goal lead for Bren,
Yeah.
from AP Bren now. Wow, that is just completely dedication.
Again, Super Marco at one point in MPL Philippines Season 10. One of the highest kills and lowest deaths, less than 10, single-digit deaths across a stretch of like 3 weeks.
Was that the carry era?
The carry, yeah, the Super Marco carry era,
Super
that
Marco
one.
carry era.
It was wild. And now TNC, again, you mentioned it though, Rockhart, they have kept things close, and they are still within range, but a little bit too greedy here, Innocent.
Speaking of range, that's the burst. Flap Teasy, and we have
wow,
Kyle
the
Teasy targeting Innocent.
Oh,
That's the wall.
oh,
That's the Astral Recall, but Flap Teasy, that was dropping low! And he falls! Innocent takes the kill, and Few goes in for the trade. Meanwhile, the members of King Kong and also members of TNC are present. Kyle TZ spots one, King Kong.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
still looking for a catch. Few and Kyle TZ are to hold off minions.
Yeah, it was also just really unfortunate. Innocent, right at the tip of the animation, couldn't get through the wall.
Yeah.
I thought he'd get away from it, but again, unfortunate. Oh, Hesu!
Speaking of being unfortunate, Super Marco on a 3-0 KDA. Hesu being in the middle of 4 from AP Bren.
Maybe Bren definitely on point right now with their macro control. Even on team fights, they look like they're about to lose. They just pull something out of the hat, and they surprise their opponents right now, who is TNC, of course, struggling to even get in range of this Lord.
Look at the range that Few is doing, and as well as Flap TZ. There's no way that TNC would actually go near the borderline of AP Brent just made. 3.6k gold lead, and they have that Lord with them.
TNC Pro Team, it's looking like base defenses here are also going to be tougher than go up against the Farsa. Goyo isn't quite there yet in terms of the painful damage we expect for Novario to dish out. And they have a lot of strong single target damage. A lot of the AoE damage is coming from Goyo and Hesu, who against like a Kadeta, a Farsa, and even the full combo from a Yuzhong, it's doesn't quite match up to speed.
Yeah, speaking of up to speed, Kyle TZ, with that wild charge, Ogwen and Flap TZ coming in from the back line of TNC. Now they've taken down the turret, putting TNC to a state to either respond or even defend. Oh boy, Supermarker releasing the Torn Apart memory, peeling everybody off from TNC.
Yep.
Waves pushing in and Lord down bottom.
Lord on the bottom is something that TNC has to keep in mind. They must have presence of mind on the map, because AP Bren will definitely make advantage or take advantage of this, especially now the top and mid are pushing really, really hard.
Now, they just have to find a way to hold on here. Already a Divine Glaive picked up there by Few. A lot of damage coming with this Farsa. Oh, but he used it early.
Look at that Feather Airstrike, forced out a defense from TNC. Hesu here, on the other hand, is here to defend. Brave as part of being used, now being stunned, now being connected to the damage. There's still more for APBR. Look at that, dodging one way, one damage to another. Oh, still goes Fap TZ, catching one, and that's innocent. That's a wall follow-up from Kyle TZ as well. Okay, back and forth. Tug of War being initiated from this team fight, still clearing it though. And meanwhile, down bottom, we're seeing Ogwen, also Few going back for safety.
Man, if that wind chant came off a second later,
Yeah.
that would have been a sure dead Super Marco coming from the deadly attacks here of this Bruno, which we're being shown a reason why this guy gets picked. The crits on this guy is just too massive right now. With the changes to the emblem system, the penetration is a little earlier than you think.
Yeah, look at their recalls. Kyle TZ spamming in front of King Kong. Just in front, two junglers, meaning exchanging recalls. Yeah, that's the way you do it in the Philippines.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Well, you know, in our region, maybe not as much as other regions.
Yeah.
If you guys know who I'm talking about.
If you know,
the
you know.
TP King, all the way from our neighbor.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
What I like from TMC here, though, is like how Hesu's been playing. Yeah, he's 0-2-1, but you really see him absolutely trying everything he can to get those setups. I like the role that TNC has placed on him, the confidence of Hesu to try and still make plays despite being 5k down. That's a good sign. Not only in this game, but for the future of TNC, that when you have been things in a different style of hero that doesn't necessarily initiate, that you have someone like Hesu to be the one to set things up, even from a deficit position. It's good to see.
What's interesting for me is it feels like a different TNC from what we saw in Game 1. Not just the heroes, but the way that they play. Benfing's on a more passive role. It means that King Kong's given a more room to shine, same as Hesu. So yeah, TNC's playing hugely different, which might be throwing off AP Bren, which is the reason why this game is getting longer than I think it should be.
Yeah, look at Few and Ogwen. Look at the positioning, gaining control even by the camp of TNC there. Up top, we have three members here on the Lord, and they're just letting TNC poke this objective and letting them go and cross the borderline for this one.
I wonder if it gets to the point where TNC, as long as they wait for the burst of AP Bren, can just heal through it, and then AP Bren will run out of firepower. That's my question right now. Is it close to that point yet? Maybe it's close, but we're not quite there just yet.
Yeah, can they outlast? That's a good point.
Yeah, outlast.
Can they suspend though? Can they hold this though? Flap TZ with the Petrify connected onto Innocent. Can he do this to the defense? But no, the burst with a follow from Ogwen, taking down Innocent. King Kong as well falling down, and it's a follow-up again for AP Bren. Hesu, on the other hand, still locking in. Their sword apart memory falling down, and another kill. 3-man down for TNC, and AP Bren has the Lord and has the push. 4 members present. Ben Things here and Goyo left. Feather airstrike being used. They can't come any closer. And AP Bren, after bringing home the bacon, now they start a 2-0 win against TNC.
And this winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. And what